It is 8:30 and these are top stories. In a developing story, 4 IFP supporters travelling in a bus have been injured following a crash on the R34 at Lakeside, just outside Vryheid in northern KwaZulu-Natal. This comes as thousands of people are expected to gather in Ulundi for the IFP's 50th anniversary celebrations today at the Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi Stadium. And for more on this, we now speak to SABC News Reporter Ayanda Mhlongo outside the Prince Mangosuthu Stadium in Ulundi. A very good morning to you, Ayanda. Thank you so much for joining us. And I suppose this will likely dampen the mood of the celebrations, the fact that scores of IFP supporters have been involved in a bus accident. But fortunately, we do understand that no fatalities have been reported. Has the news filtered through the supporters there outside the stadium? What's happening?
Well, absolutely, Simpiwe. A very unfortunate start to what was meant to be a joyous day for the IFP supporters who have travelled near and far across South Africa to the area of Ulundi, of course, to be part of today's Golden Jubilee celebrations. As you're speaking about whether or not the message has filtered down to the supporters here on the ground, Simpiwe, no. Some of the people that we have been speaking to only speak of the excitement of being here and today celebrating this historic moment with the IFP. But of course, one would understand that as more information does come through, the message will then slowly start to filter amongst the supporters who have gathered here. And I think, as you're saying, that with only the 4 injuries that have been confirmed there and no fatalities would come as some relief, one would suppose, to some of the people that have gathered here. As I was saying, great deal of excitement. Simpiwe, earlier on we were speaking to some of the supporters that had travelled from the province of Gauteng, travelled throughout the night, arriving here in the early hours of the morning. We also saw several buses and taxis from the province of Mpumalanga. We also saw Limpopo as well. IFP supporters who have come from those provinces to be here today, to be part of today's really a momentous day for the part. And my colleague here, Rain Bello, just showing our viewers what is currently happening outside. The gates was set to open at 9 o'clock this morning, but of course, I mean, we've already seen hundreds and hundreds of supporters that have been coming through here today on a day that, as we've been saying and reiterating, Simpiwe, how important this day is for the IFP. Yesterday, IFP President Vryheid, when he came to the stadium just to check on the preparations ahead of today, remarking on 50 years, to say that there are very few political parties in South Africa that have had the opportunity to be able to celebrate 50 years. And we know particularly for the IFP that it has not been an easy road for the party. They've certainly had a number of setbacks throughout their years, but with setbacks they've also been at times where the party has bounced back. I'm taken back to the period of 2011. You'd recall, Simpiwe, when the IFP lost a great deal of its support to the NFP. That was one of the most difficult times for the party, but they were able to bounce back, and today the party is now the second largest here in the province of KwaZulu-Natal, and of course also leading the government of provincial unity, the GPU, and of course in the National Assembly as well, 5th largest party in South Africa, and also there part of the national government. The government of national unity, rather, at a national level. Today will be a time for the party to reflect, to look back on the 50 years, its contribution, the role that it has played in South African politics. And as the political landscape continues to change as well, this will be a moment for the IFP to review, to have a look at itself, and also for its leaders, and particularly led by President Vryheid, to chart chart the way forward for the party. But today is about the supporters. It's about the men and women who have traveled across South Africa. It's about the loyal supporters of the IFP that have kept the party going, that have continued to support this party. And now let me bring in just one or two of some of the supporters who are out here just to get their feelings of being part of today's celebration. Mama, siyabonga kakhulu ninjani ma?
Siyaphila.
Siyaphila. Uma uqhamuka ngaphi?
Ngiqhamuka esilweni le ngaseFryer.
Ongasefryhead. Okay ma. Kunjani namhlanje ukuba lana uzobungaza neqembu lakho?
Ngizizwa ngikhululekile ngoba inkatha nje lokhu ngazalelwa kuyo, ngakhulela kuyo. Kumnandi kimi noma phela umongameli wethu omdala esasishiya. Kodwa yena lokhona. Siyamthemba ukuthi uzosiphathela kahle iqembu lenkatha.
Maningi amaqembu ezepolitiki ma kungani ukhethe ukuthi useke iqembu lenkatha?
Iqembu lenkatha ngalisekiswa ukuthi abazali bami babevele belikhonzile ngoba ayelikaZulu phaqa. Lingale likaZulu phaqa hayi ubugebenga bokho kulo. Yeah.
Ma'am, siyabonga kakhulu. All right, they're one of the party faithfuls who've come all the way from Vryheid. In fact, as you know, Simphiwe Vryheid is where that tragic accident happened this morning. But she's saying that she's delighted to be part of today's celebration, and that to her, the IFP is a party that she was born into. Her parents had supported the IFP, and saying that even though the founder of the party, Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi, is no longer here, but she's very confident in the leadership of the current president, Hlabisa. I'm going to leave it here for now, Simphiwe, and take it back to you. But of course, myself and my colleague Simphiwe Makanya, we will be here throughout the day giving our viewers rolling coverage of today, the IFP's Golden Jubilee. Simphiwe?
All right, excitement clearly is filling the air at the Prince Mangosuthu Stadium in Ulundi. Ayanda Mhlongo, they're just giving us a preview of the party's 50th celebrations.